We spend every single moment of our lives inside a puzzle we almost never think about. And that puzzle is, what exactly are time and space? It's a question that feels so modern, something cutting-edge science is wrestling with right now. But what's amazing is that thousands of years ago, philosophers in ancient India were already deep in this debate. And their answers, well, they're just as stunning today as they were back then.
So, are they what they seem to be? I mean, is space just this huge, empty box that holds the entire universe, and is time this unstoppable river that just flows forward, from past to future? That's the common sense view, right? It feels totally intuitive.
But what if it's all a projection? An incredibly elaborate illusion cooked up by our own consciousness, painting a picture of reality that isn't quite what it seems. This is the other side of the coin, the really provocative alternative we're going to dive into. This ancient debate is about to challenge the very ground you're standing on, literally.
Okay, let's get into it, starting with space, or as it's known in Sanskrit, Akasha. We all know the classic elements, right? Earth, water, fire, air. You can touch them, feel them, see them. But then there's this fifth one, space. What even is it? Is it just nothing?
And this is where the debate really heats up. So you got one camp, the Nyaya-Vaisheshika school. They saw space as the stage, an absolute infinite container that was there before anything else. But then you have this other camp, which includes the Samkhya and Buddhist schools, and they made this wild claim. Space isn't the stage. It's a character in the play, one who only shows up after the curtain's already gone up.
See, for these thinkers, Akasha isn't just emptiness. It's the fundamental condition for everything to exist. Just think about it for a second. Without space, where would anything go? How could you have distance between 2 points? How could an object move from here to there? Akasha is this invisible medium that makes all of physical reality even possible.
A really good way to think about it in today's terms is like this: hardware versus software. The Nyaya-Vaisheshika school saw space as the universe's hardware. It's fundamental, eternal, it comes pre-installed. But the Samkhya school, they saw it as software. It's not the foundation, it's an emergent property, a program that only gets loaded after the cosmic system boots up.
So, how does this cosmic software actually load? Well, according to Samkhya, reality unfolds in stages. It all starts with Prakriti, this pure, undifferentiated potential. Then cosmic intelligence awakens from it. That's followed by the sense of I-ness, or ego. Then come the subtle elements, and only then, pretty late in the game, does Akasha, space itself, evolve. The key point here is that space is a product of cosmic evolution, not its pre-existing foundation.
But hold on, because the Buddhists took this idea to an even more radical place. They basically said, space isn't a thing at all. It's not a container, not an element, not even a product. It is simply the absence of something in the way. I mean, the reason I can wave my hand around right now is because there's nothing solid blocking it. That nothing is what we call space. It's not a substance, it's just a circumstance.
So from the mind-bending puzzle of space, we now turn to its twin, time, or kala. And just like with space, we find these two completely conflicting, fascinating ideas. Is time a smooth, flowing river, or is it something way stranger?
First things first, we have to throw out our usual idea of time as a straight line, a one-way street from past to future. For most of these ancient Indian traditions, time is a wheel. It's a vast, repeating cycle of creation, preservation, and dissolution that just turns again and again and again.
And the scale of this wheel is, well, it's just mind-bending. A full cycle of the 4 ages, a Mahayuga, is over 4 million years long. But that's just a blink of an eye. 1,000 of those cycles make up a single day for the creator god Brahma. That's 4.32 billion years, which, by the way, is about the age of our own planet Earth.
And one full cosmic cycle? The entire lifetime of Brahma before the universe dissolves and just reboots itself? Get this, over 311 times trillion years. Now, what's really interesting here isn't just the huge numbers. The whole purpose of thinking on this scale is to give you a shock to the system. It's designed to shatter our human-centric view of history and really humble the ego. Our entire civilization is less than a rounding error on this cosmic clock.
Okay, but on a philosophical level, the debate about what time is mirrors what we saw with space. On one side, you have the Nyaya-Vaisheshika school again, seeing time as a river, a single continuous substance that flows all on its own.
But the Buddhists saw something radically different. For them, time isn't a river. It's more like a string of flashing light bulbs. A rapid succession of separate, distinct moments, where each one dies the instant it appears.
This is the doctrine of momentariness, or Kshanikavada, and it's a really profound and honestly deeply unsettling idea. It says that everything, you, me, this entire world, exists for only a single infinitesimally small instant. It flashes into being and is immediately gone, replaced by a new, similar-looking, but totally distinct successor. This idea forces us to ask a huge question, one that gets right to the core of who we think we are. I mean, if the person who started this sentence is literally gone by the time I finish it, how can you remember the beginning of it? What connects the you of right now to the you of 5 minutes ago? Who is it that's doing the remembering?
And the Buddhist answer is just as radical as the theory itself. There is no permanent you. What we call a self is just a causal stream of consciousness. The classic analogy is perfect. It's like using one candle to light the next. The flame on that second candle isn't the same flame as the first, but it exists only because of the first. The flame is different, but the fire, the process continues. That's you, a causal link, not some persistent, unchanging soul.
So now we're kind of stuck with these warring ideas, right? We've got space as a container versus a creation, and time as a river versus a flicker. How in the world do you resolve this? Well, this is where the school of Advaita Vedanta steps into the ring with a truly brilliant solution.
Advaita Vedanta doesn't pick a winner. Instead, it suggests that both sides are right. They're just describing different levels of reality. It resolves the paradox not by choosing one answer, but by showing us that the question itself is framed the wrong way.
They talk about two truths. First, there's Vyavaharika. That's the empirical world, the world we live in every single day. On this level, yeah, time and space are absolutely real. They are the necessary rules of the game. But then there's the perspective of Paramarthika, or ultimate truth. And from that higher viewpoint, time and space are both part of Maya, a grand cosmic illusion that covers up the true nature of reality.
From this ultimate perspective, the absolute reality, which they call Brahman, is totally timeless and spaceless. It's the infinite, unchanging awareness upon which everything appears. Think of it this way. Brahman is the movie screen, and the entire universe with all its galaxies, dramas, space, and time is just the movie playing on it. The movie feels real, for sure, but it has no independent existence without the screen it's projected on. And this brings us to the final and most crucial point. All of these schools, for all their fierce disagreements about the details, were ultimately pointing in the exact same direction, somewhere beyond the limits of this apparent reality.
So, if we boil it all down, the crucial takeaway is this. While these philosophies argued about the mechanics, they all agreed that our ordinary lives are bound and limited by space and time. And they believe that this bondage is the root of our suffering. So the ultimate goal, whether you call it moksha, nirvana, or kaivalya, is liberation, transcending these perceived limits to realize a true self that is and always has been timeless and totally free.
And that's the final thought to leave you with. This ancient conversation is, believe it or not, happening right now in modern physics labs and in consciousness studies. Is space-time fundamental, or does it emerge from something even deeper? These ancient thinkers remind us that, as real as they feel, space and time might just be the user interface, not the actual operating system of reality. They point beyond themselves to something more fundamental. So if they aren't the final answer, what is?